Alright gang, me again, and time for an episode of Graham to Glory, and it was time to make our first signing. Fabregas, of course, I don't want to say retired, but his loan ended, so we had to bring in a new man, and it was Santi Cazorla. I thought we'd go straight swap, you know, and Cazorla is a really good budget option, I think, for the price that he is. Of course, not playing because of injury currently in real life, so I thought, you know, we'll get him in. So far then, record 5 wins, 1 draw, and 1 defeat, and as we saw from the defeat, it was a disconnection, so I guess we have to count it still, because all the slots in there beautifully, keeps with that Spanish connection, fits our Premier League players around him as well, and it was time for Delilah to take a step out and for Charlie Austin to take a step in, and Graham and Austin are reunited as we go into this next game. Of course, we had a few little bits and pieces to sort out, and I did promise this a few episodes ago. The name of the club and the team are set to be changed. Don't do them at the same time though, typically. Graham to Glory, then club name and abbreviation GTG, got to go, which used to be on those on MSN and whatnot, and you get stuff for that. What did you get? You got a stadium, which I'm not going to use, but I appreciate the thought, EA. We'll stick with the stadium we've got. So, without any further ado, let's get into our first game of the episode then, as we search for our opponent. And we're still using the Roma badge for those that are confused, and luckily now we do have the right club name, but the team name is still lacking. And we came up against one of our favourite friends, Charlie Austin. He had Musa alongside him with Lanzini in behind, and a decent side. A little bit of a Serie A connection at the back too, some decent players for him. It's also got Sanchez on that left-hand side, who I do really rate on this year's FIFA. I've used him a lot on PC, and yeah, hopefully, well, it may be a player that one day we end up going towards, because I think he's a really talented player on the game this year. Anyway, wasn't the greatest start for us. Charlie Austin gets a little bit lucky with the bobble, and we know how deadly he can be. Finds the finish. Great finish from him. And it gives our opponent the 1-0 lead. Not ideal, only stretch, and then he goes and kicks the corner flag, which, if anyone knows about my respects thing I've got going on with the equipment and all, you know, that annoyed me more so than the goal did. But we got things back underway, and it wasn't long until we decided to strike back. Cazorla plays in Danny Graham, who finds Charlie Austin, and if you let Austin score against me, he's going to score against you. So that's the first KSI-esque reference I think we're probably going to get. Might be the last one we get throughout the series, but a lovely finish from Austin outside the box, and a curling finish. Again, I think it's Consigli in goal for them, who's I think he plays for Sassuolo, maybe, in Italy. To a decent keeper is what I'm getting at, and Charlie Austin then is on the score sheet for both teams. It was him coming forward this time, Austin with another smart turn, but this time Adrian says, nah, you know, I'm not having it, son. So you thought these highlights were goals, how wrong were you? It was a good save from Adrian, proving that he won't be beaten once Charlie Austin scored. Of course, we've now switched the curse, and Charlie Austin's our player. So at half-time, 1-1, Graham to Glory, doing okay so far, but we haven't seen too much from Danny Graham. Would he pipe up in the second half and maybe produce a moment of magic? Well, it was a highlight for us, and Danny Graham plays it to Charlie Austin, whose hold-up play is very, very good. Plays it towards Vitola on his left-hand side, who we've seen a little bit of, and his strike into the far corner is sensational, I dare say. Celebrates really well too, which I think is important. I think if you're going to score a goal that good, that driven, then your celebration's got to be good. Him and Moreno and Charlie Austin combining nicely for the celebration, not so much for the goal, but they did do that as well. So 2-1, so far, so good, and it wasn't quite finished there, folks. 84 minutes on the clock, Jesse Lingard finds Alberto Moreno on his left-hand side, and Alberto Moreno, known for his goal scoring, as we saw earlier on, but it was a shot from, I think, Jesse Lingard. The deflection goes in, and he's had enough. He's not having it. Deflection, do you know what, deflected goals are the one thing that will make me quit games on FIFA, because I can't handle that. It's not my fault if it deflects off the back of a player I'm not in control of, is my attitude. Anyway, 1,400 coins in the bank, 6 points for a possible 6. And Division 9 started fantastically well. Squad-wise, we were starting to suffer a little bit. Of course, we get the win, so we do get ourselves a player. But in terms of strikers, Charlie Austin, Danny Graham, not the fittest strikers at this stage. Danny Graham's played every single game. We'll clarify, that's 8 matches, so his fitness isn't great. So I thought what we'll do is we'll go get out a striker who I think fits, again, the mould in which we're playing with. English, Premier League, and I know that's a league that's very often bought from, but not necessarily with the lesser players in the division. And this year, Daniel Sturridge, as you may have seen from his video where he's told his pace stat, not very happy about it. 76 pace. I will say, though, having used Daniel Sturridge, I think he's slightly quicker than that in-game. It's a bit of a weird one. But for the first time then, Danny Graham is going to make his way to the bench, and Daniel Sturridge is going to come in to replace him as we go into this game. Charlie Austin moves across. with this nice English connection with Lingard and Drinkwater. But I think I put Sturridge on the left actually because he's left-footed, so it just made more sense, to be honest. It was finally time to change the squad name, so it made a little bit more sense. We're now called, of course, Graham to Glory. The squad name was just Danny Graham, who ironically wasn't even featuring in this first game, but there you are, jobs are good. And as we go forward then, and another very well put together team. Timo Werner behind Volland and a German outfit that I should be afraid of. Bundesliga entirely, German entirely. The first team I think I've played with 100 chemistry. So at this point in Division 9, with the side that I've got, I'm a little bit nervy, but yeah, the first thing he did was kick the ball out of play, so that gave me a bit of confidence. Sturridge then played through towards Vitolo, couldn't quite get there. The keeper's clearance is dreadful, and Chazza Austin bangs it 1-0 into the lead. 15 minutes gone, and Charlie Austin proving that, look, age is just a number, even though I don't think Charlie Austin actually is that old. I just think he just looks like he's been around for a long time, though hasn't necessarily been around for a long time. It was then Cazorla who had a strike on goal. It was deflected, or blocked I should say. Little back heel into Daniel Sturridge, who he sold about 3 defenders to the point I'm making. Lovely left-footed finish as well into the corner, and a debut goal for Daniel Sturridge. He headbutts the flag, which, after what I said last episode about the respect approach that we're going with, was it last episode or earlier on, in fact, when Charlie Austin did it? It was earlier on. I'm getting my days mixed up. Even so, Daniel Sturridge headbutts the corner flag. We'll be kicking that out of the game, because I don't think he needs to be doing that. He's a better player. Just stick with the dancing, Daniel, is the point I'm making. Stick with the dancing. Anyway, Sturridge plays it in to Charlie Austin. We've seen him deadly from there before, and he does a very similar job once again. Don't like that celebration. Mainly because I don't get it. I don't know what's going on there. Is he playing a flute? Because what? Your left arm. I've played the flute. Well, okay, I've not played the flute, but I've seen people play the flute. And the left arm very rarely goes out to that left-hand side. So I don't really know what it's all about. At half-time then, 15 shots, 12 on target, 89% pass completion. I'm not going to lie, viewers, I'm surprised that SV Cleve was still here, but he was still here, and we carried on into the second half as Charlie Austin gets things underway, and it was getting relentless at this point. Vitolo to the byline almost, pulls it back, and it's Danny Drinkwater with the finish. Not a man that's known for his goal scoring in this series so far, but there it was, the Captain Drinkwater, we might start calling him. Captain Drinkwater, that's got quite a nice ring to it. So 4-0 on the score sheet, 63 minutes gone, and yeah, he stayed in the game, and we got to the end of the game. Final whistle then goes, and it is indeed 4-0. So more coins in the bank. Santi Cazorla picks up a 10 rating in that one, by the way, which is really good to see. Yeah, and 1,500 coins into the bank. 22 shots, 18 of which on target. A pretty dominant performance, and 9 points out of 9 in Division 9. All the 9s, it's fair to say. So we got a few little bits and pieces again for doing tasks. We've got a bronze pack, which, I mean, I've never opened up a bronze pack and thought, yes, here we go. But we'll send them all to the club. You never know when they might come in handy with fitness and things like this. And because of the win, of course, we went and got ourselves another player, and I thought the defence finally needed a little bit more strengthening. We played against him in a previous episode. Michael Keane is the man we went after. Even Simon Francis has played a lot of matches for us, is getting very tired, so I thought we'd get him involved. He can stick on the bench and sort of recover for a little while. Kieran Trippier then got some of our bronze contracts. We've got no contracts. I think we're going to have to buy some at some point to keep the club afloat. And we go then into our next game with Michael Keane making his debut in the final game of the episode. It was a Rangers kit, and the team then looked a little bit like this. Troy Deeney and Charlie Austin up top. Fabian Delph was behind them with Nzonzi. And I think that might be... Oh, I don't want to guess and get this wrong, but it might well be Lewis Dunk. Is it Lewis Dunk at the back for Brighton? 75 for Ed, I'm not sure. I don't know Lewis Dunk's face. I just know that he plays for Brighton. If this is wrong, then I'm sure Brighton fans will be letting me know. Anyway, Drinkwater plays in Delilah, who's up top in this game, and drives the ball into that far corner. I decided Danny Graham wasn't quite fit enough to play yet, and Charlie Austin picked up another flipping injury. So it was Ali and Sturridge up front, which I've got to say is a little bit OP in Division 9. At least it felt like it was. That's Delilah's first then, and a really nice finish, played through by Drinkwater. And yeah, it was quite an early goal to score as well. Then it was Lingard, right-hand side. You can see we've got runners at the near and far post. Which one did you pick out? Far post it is. Vitolo with a finish, coming in late. And I'm doing a lot of crosses in this series. And I think I said it in a previous episode, but I'm not a man that crosses the ball very often on FIFA. What I'm finding is that crosses are actually really effective on FIFA this year, and I should probably be doing it a little bit more. So 2-0, and Delilah decided this was going to be the Delilah show. You'll notice it's only 12 and a half or so minutes gone, and Delilah scored another one pretty much straight after the goal by Vitolo. So it's 3-0. The keeper can't stop it. It's too strong from Delilah. It's a bit of a shame, really. We've had Fabregas and we've had Delilah both on loan. I'm not going to be able to afford any of them for ages. So either we save up for one of them, or I don't know what we do. Is that a dive? Just off topic. I mean, not off topic, on topic. You're watching it. Is that a dive? Kieran Trippier is penalised. It's a penalty to Biff. And yeah, I was a little bit miffed about it. I was miffed about Biff. Charlie Austin steps up, and I don't necessarily think he's the top goal scorer for me. I think Danny Graham has that honour, but he might have scored the most goals in the series so far because everyone seems to have a Charlie Austin. 3-1. Which obviously meant he was going to stick around a little bit longer. Ordinarily, if a team scores, they think, right, we've got a chance to get back in this. But I was playing pretty well, so I wasn't overly concerned as Biff's, as I say, made it 3-1. Forward we go then. Jesse Lingard, great touch to get out of his feet. Pause it back to Daniel Sturridge, who we've not seen too much of, but tell you what, announce yourself in the game, Daniel. That, my friends, is one of the best goals we've scored so far this series. Lovely first touch and a lethal finish from Mr. Sturridge. He's going to have to cut that out. I mean, I am partially responsible, I admit. You can't actually see him take the shot, but I can assure you it was Daniel Sturridge. Great finish, though, into the top corner. Not the best goal you're going to see in this game, though. I'm going to tease that for a little bit later on. There's a goal I score in a minute, which I think's, I'm going to call it pretty special. But we'll see. They decided to make a change. I don't know why. I mean, you know, at least you're getting involved using the features. Cazorla drills one into Dele Alli then. He gets his way forward a little bit. Great finish from the edge of the area. That's not the goal I'm talking about. 58 minutes gone though, and 5-1 is the scoreline. And yeah, Dele Alli proving that he's not too bad on this year's game. And as I said before, it's a shame we're not going to be able to afford him for a little while, because I actually really like the way his card plays, and I've not used him at all. I've not used him on PC this year, but I was a fan of that. As here we are then. Daniel Sturridge plays in Dele Alli, and how would you like it? That's not a bad finish, considering the keeper barely came out. But I was feeling pretty confident, and I thought, well, what have we got to lose? Dele Alli, I think that's 4 for him in the game, and yeah, combining nicely up front, and then pulling out a finish like that. I mean, who'd have thunk it? I did it, but you can see a lovely little 1-2. From what I find in the lower divisions, that people aren't very good at defending that at all, so it's quite easy to find your way through and get yourself a goal. But 6-1 is the scoreline. Charlie Austin, of course, getting the goal for them, but it doesn't really mean they get more than one goal, and that is going to wrap things up then. Dele Alli shakes hands with the referee and rightly takes the ball with him. 4 goals from 5 shots. For a player that's only on loan, he's becoming a fan favourite down at Graham to glory. Which it's not, when you say it like that, it's not the best club name, is it? But no, of course, he got a 10 rating as well. 6-1 winners, dominant performance, 12 points, which sets us up beautifully for the next episode. Before we get there, though, of course, we won the game, so we get a chance to sign a new player. And because our right side, Trippier and Lingard, we get a little bit tired, I thought, well, let's get a man who can play both roles so we can get a lot of rotation in on that right-hand side. And we went for Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain, which, yeah, maybe show my Liverpool bias just a little bit with that. Then again, actually, no, I bought Michael Keane, and he's an Evertonian. But Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain will make his debut next time, and I will see you for it. We love with care. Until next time, goodbye. If you enjoyed the video, leave a like. Want to see some more? Subscribe to the channel. Goodbye.